A deadly crash in Boyle County involved a fire department SUV. What investigators think led to that accident?
Parents of a child at the center of a Knox County daycare case say they are furious over the outcome.
And running for an important cause, who a woman plans to honor with every mile of an upcoming race.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. It closed a busy Boyle County road for hours, and tonight we're learning more about a deadly crash involving multiple vehicles, including a fire department SUV and a motorcycle.
That crash happened around 11 this morning on the Danville bypass. Officer Don shot this video from Sky First. Police say the fire department SUV was heading to a fire at the time. Victor Puente is tracking the investigation tonight. It's our top story at 6.
State police say this investigation is just beginning. They tell us that firefighter was answering a call when he collided with a motorcycle with 2 people on it. The intersection of Houstonville Road and the 127 bypass was closed for almost 4 hours while accident reconstructionists tried to determine how that crash played out.
We're not for sure who had the green light or who had the red light. We do know that the emergency equipment was operating on the actual truck.
It was a call of a car fire down Houstonville Road that sent the firefighter through the intersection. Police say the man on that 3-wheeled motorcycle was thrown onto the road and killed. The woman with him was flown to UK hospital. Danville police responded to the scene.
And where a city vehicle was involved, they requested that the state police come in and work this collision.
2 other vehicles also crashed, but no one else was injured. Investigators put the SUV and motorcycle back into the positions where they believe they came into contact.
It's somewhat of a reenactment, if you will, and that would give them a better picture of possibly what happened.
State police tell me they'll be back out here at some point. They say they have a tool that will map this area, allowing them to make a 3D rendering of the scene. In Boyle County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. And investigators have not released the names of the people who were riding the motorcycle.
They say the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Tonight, the family of a 2-year-old child police say was abused by a Knox County daycare owner is furious at the plea deal she received. As we told you last night at 6, Tracy Ford entered an Alford plea to 3rd-degree criminal abuse, a misdemeanor. She had been charged with felony abuse. As part of the plea deal, Ford will not spend time in jail. Phil Pendleton has the story new at 6.
Tracy Ford's preliminary hearing Tuesday was postponed to Thursday.
We've been negotiating.
But on Thursday, when Tammy Mobley thought she was going to hear police testify that Ford abused her 2-year-old grandson at her daycare, it didn't happen.
She got 12 months probation, and that's not right. I mean, you can abuse a dog and go to jail for 6 years.
Ford entered an Alford plea to an amended charge of criminal abuse 3rd degree. She was ordered to pay a $133 fine.
I would have been satisfied with a year in jail and 5 years probation.
Kentucky State Police tell me they were prepared yesterday to present evidence and then have the case forwarded on to a grand jury for further action. But they say that something happened before they could do that, and it was somehow resolved.
Oh, yeah.
Mobley says police did their job, but she questions what happened after that.
He got his evidence and he was going to take it upstairs, but before he could get it upstairs, they kind of swept it under the table.
Mobley says her grandson is physically okay after police say Ford was seen sitting on her grandson to get him to go to sleep, but mentally he's not.
He sleeps with a blanket over his head now.
Child's mother also says her son isn't speaking as much as he used to and appears easily frightened.
You can tell that this has changed him some.
Ford is not permitted to own any more daycares, but she can still work at another one. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
We did leave a message with the Knox County attorney asking why the case was resolved so quickly. Our call was not returned.
Police arrested a Laurel County mother they say was on drugs when she tried to pick up her child from school. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office charged 29-year-old Anna Whitehead with DUI. Deputies say she showed up with she was more than an hour late to pick up her 6-year-old son from Hunter Hills Elementary, and they say they noticed she was clearly under the influence. Deputies say Whitehead admitted taking 10 different prescription drugs, some of them pain pills. They say her child is now with other relatives.
New tonight, a man wanted for a deadly shooting in Perry County has been arrested. State police say they found James Brewer this afternoon near a camper outside his home. They say tips from the community led them to him. Brewer has been charged with murder. Police say he shot Robert Miller in the head Tuesday night during a fight. Miller died a day later. Police had to go to a Lexington nightclub twice this morning. They first responded to the club on Leestown Road about 2. They say that some people there were involved in a fight. One person reported hearing gunshots, but police couldn't confirm that. Then about 9 this morning, Lexington police went back to the scene and found blood. Police tell us they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened.
An 18-year-old student has been arrested because police say she's responsible for a bomb threat at her school. West Liberty police charged Haley Blevins with terroristic threatening. Police say yesterday she emailed someone at the front office of Morgan County High School to make the threat. Police investigated but didn't find anything. Police say Blevins told them she didn't make the threat. The University of Kentucky Board of Trustees will consider some proposed changes to the university's Code of Student Conduct. This comes after a review by a safety task force formed by UK President Eli Capilouto. Among the task force's recommendations, students would have to follow all code regulations even while off campus, from the time they register for classes until the time they graduate. Alcohol would not be allowed in residence halls at any time, and any event that served alcohol on campus would have to pre-register through the Office of Event Planning. The event would also have to have a way to verify that anyone drinking is of age.
It is bad timing with temperatures in the 80s, but a Central Kentucky school has lost its cooling unit. Leaders at Montgomery County High School say the cooling unit broke down just after spring break, and they're still trying to get it fixed. School leaders say they're giving students and teachers a more flexible schedule to try to keep everyone as comfortable as possible.
And we've had teachers give up their rooms during planning to accommodate rooms that are over here in the hot area of the building. Students have complained a little bit, about it being hot, but for the most part, kids are pretty resilient.
The school is allowing teachers to wear cargo shorts and short-sleeve shirts. The school plans to get a temporary air conditioning unit this weekend. The main cooling unit will be replaced this summer.
Well, it has certainly felt a lot more like summer today instead of spring with all that heat and humidity. And now we're tracking the chances for storms. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, we're going to be dealing with the threat right on into the coming weekend with those storms that are lurking for our Saturday and Sunday. It's scattered stuff out there. Let's not think total washout right now, moms. All right, we look at Lexington. Live First Alert Defender. High clouds showing up in the background. Current temperature at 83 degrees. That's actually down a few from our high temperature a few hours ago. Winds are coming at us from the southwest. Most areas are into the mid and some upper 80s showing up. 84 right now into Mount Sterling, into Frankfort and Richmond. 87, the toasty spot into London, with Ashland not too far behind, 86 degrees. Live First Alert Defender. Isolated stuff into northeastern Kentucky. A little greater concentration here from Manchester over to Hyden and up around the Buckhorn area of Perry County. Get into central Kentucky. Not so much into the Lexington metro. Earlier, we were tracking a line of showers and storms into western Kentucky. I mean, we still are tracking it, but it is weakening the farther east that it gets toward the Owensboro area. Little wave of low pressure kind of outrunning a lot of the energy pushing that. As you're out and about this evening, smallest threat for an isolated shower storm. Better chance across the south. But when I come back in a few minutes, focus of the forecast will be on storms that are set to increase, guys. The new hour-by-hour forecast is in, and it shows that uptick in thunder and lightning into Mom's Day and beyond.
All right, get ready for it. Yeah. Well, on May 16th, Lexington will host the first full marathon in many years.
That's 26.2 miles.
A lot.
It is a lot of running. More than 1,000 people, many from out of state, will run in the Horse Capital Marathon and Half Marathon starting at Fasig-Tipton. Now, for some, it's their first marathon. For at least one runner, each mile will represent something far bigger than herself. She grew up around a dad who stayed active most of his life. Jules Heisler ran marathons as a break from a fast-paced job.
It's a stress reliever, time to get away. I'm sure being a hospital administrator was a high-stress job, and it was just, I think, a time for him to be by himself and reflect.
Her dad didn't smoke. So she was stunned last year to learn her father had lung cancer.
We were all shocked, and he was a hospital administrator in cancer research his entire career. It was hard seeing, somebody who was always so active not being able to get out of bed because his back hurt had metastasized to his back, and that's how they had found out he had the lung cancer.
Stacy Heisler Williams stayed at her dad's side as he fought the cancer. When she took breaks, she would walk, and then she began running.
I needed something. I needed to do something. Just seeing him like that was just, it was heartbreaking.
In January, her father passed away, and Stacy, never a runner before, now didn't stop.
It's a way now for me to feel closer to him when I'm running, and especially if it's a hard run, I just think about him, and I'm doing this for him because he can't run anymore. So I'm dedicating my first mile to him and my last 1.1 miles to him, so he can take the first and last steps. So it could be, because he'll never run a race again.
The miles in between will be dedicated to other family or friends battling cancer.
I think it would be the world to him. I mean, everybody, keeps telling me that he's up there watching and he's proud of me.
Oh, there is still time, by the way, to sign up for the Horse Capital Marathon and Half Marathon. About 1,800 people now, that's the latest number, representing 37 states and Canada, are registered. Again, the marathon and the half marathon are Saturday, May 16th, starting at Fasig-Tipton. Beautiful countryside out there.
Boy, and a great story, Sam. The Urban County Council has approved a new district for downtown Lexington. How it will impact property owners there, next.
And then watching a movie is now a little different at one Lexington theater. We'll show you what's changed.